Imagine the most powerful god the ocean has ever known, the one who split seas with a single thought, who made the earth tremble just by tapping his foot, who commanded storms that swallowed entire fleets whole. Now imagine that same god sitting on a cracked plastic chair, wearing flip-flops, eating chips straight from the bag, and losing badly at a video game he has been playing for 6 hours straight. That is exactly where this story begins, and honestly, it might be the most entertaining retirement in the history of mythology. He does not go by his old name anymore. Out here, on a quiet stretch of coastline where nobody asks too many questions, he is just Jack Marin, regular guy, beachside shack, broken ceiling fan, a refrigerator full of snacks, and absolutely zero interest in the problems of the world above or below the water. He gave all of that up. The trident is somewhere in a closet under a pile of old towels. The golden throne at the bottom of the ocean has been collecting dust for years, and he likes it that way after centuries of godly politics, divine wars, family drama on a scale that makes regular family drama look like a minor disagreement. Jack decided he had earned the right to do absolutely nothing, and for a while it works. The waves roll in, the chips get eaten, the video game scores stay embarrassingly low, and nobody bothers him. He is invisible in the best possible way, just another quiet man living by the sea, bothering no one, expecting the same in return. Then, the roof caves in, not because of a storm, not because the shack was poorly built. Well, it was, but that is not the point. Something comes crashing through the ceiling in the middle of the night, lands in the middle of his living room floor, and turns out to be a forest nymph, not a metaphor. An actual forest nymph, breathless, panicked, covered in bark dust, and clearly running from something she does not immediately explain. And Jack, who has spent years carefully building a life where nothing unexpected ever happens, stares at the hole in his roof and feels the exact sensation he was trying to avoid for the rest of eternity. Trouble has found him, again, because it turns out the nymph did not crash through his ceiling by accident. She was being chased. And the things chasing her are not small problems, they are mythical creatures that have been getting bolder, louder, and more destructive across the mortal world for weeks. Something is destabilizing the balance between realms. Olympian politics, which Jack specifically retired to escape, have curdled into something genuinely dangerous. Old rivals who once feared the trident are now testing boundaries they never would have tested before, and everyone seems to know that the former king of the seas is out here doing nothing about it. Here is what makes this story so much fun too. Watch. Jack does not heroically leap back into action. He grumbles. He complains. He tries at least 3 separate times to hand the problem to someone else. He is deeply, genuinely committed to not being involved. But the problem keeps following him home, literally through his roof, through his front door, and eventually through every corner of the retirement he has been protecting with his entire personality. And the nymph, who has nowhere else to go and no one else to trust, keeps being impossible to ignore. She is sharp, she is resourceful, and she sees through every excuse he makes with a clarity that annoys him far more than he is willing to admit. What slowly builds between them is not a grand alliance of equals. It is something more honest than that, a washed-up god who has forgotten how much he actually cares, and a nymph who refuses to pretend the world is fine just because one powerful person decided to check out. She does not need him to be legendary. She just needs him to show up, and that quietly is the whole heart of this story. It is not really about mythical battles or Olympian politics or who holds the trident. It is about what happens when someone who was once extraordinary convinces themselves that ordinary is enough, and then life sends something crashing through the ceiling to remind them otherwise. Jack Marin wanted to be left alone. The ocean, the nymphs, the monsters, and the whole messy universe he tried to retire from had other plans, and watching him deal with that badly, reluctantly, and eventually brilliantly is worth every single minute.